and it's just kind of about everyone else on the roster. So we'll see what happens here with Phoenix. Annie goes away from Xpecial, so they're trying to keep Team Liquid from playing too aggressive of a team composition. Lissandra being a similar choice there. Keith also not getting, or sorry, Doublelift not getting Kalista, of course. I think very smart.
Yeah, definitely a respect ban here with the Kalista. Doublelift definitely one of the early adopters of that champion. Very scary what a strong AD carry can do with the mobility in Kalista's kit. Interesting though, you know, they're also following up with that Lissandra ban, which would be a really good counter to Kalista, because they are on red side and do not have first pick. So top lane still open though. They have Rumble, which has been very big for Zion Spartan if they do decide to focus this top lane.
Yeah, Rumble, Maokai, Sion, the big three I feel like that Zion plays here on Counter Logic Gaming. He's definitely going to get one no matter what this ban or the early picks are. There's the Maokai ban, Rumble and Sion now the two that are left available. Quas may not even want to steal one anyway.
Looks like they're daring Counter Logic Gaming to first pick the Rumble here.
Yeah.
Especially with the CLG banning Kennen and Aurelia. But they do not take the bait and pick up the Nidalee first, which very well could go to Link still. You know, one of his favorite champions for a very long time. It could easily be a mid lane. Doesn't have to go to Smithy in the jungle.
Yeah, so far when CLG's played Nidalee, it has actually always gone to Link. It doesn't feel like Smithy's style in the first place anyway. So Link rarely gets the champion. That ban rate of 16, that used to be about 3, and that was all only for Counter Logic Gaming. So we'll see if he can pick up some wins here with this champion once again. Morgana and Rek'Sai, though, are picked up for Team Liquid. So all female champs locked in so far.
Yes, all female. Morgana as well, another flex pick, just like Nidalee. Can go multiple spots, as we've seen from all around the world. All the other scenes, and Impact as well, showcasing it in North America. Interesting with the Braum here for CLG. It's something that Cloud9 have, you know, comboed very well with skill shot reliant champions. The slow field from the ultimate, really underrated, I feel like, especially if you do have a lot of skill shot champions. Really sets up for great jungle fights.
Well, CLG already pick up their bot lane, though, and actually these guys would be pretty good in a jungle fight, but also even better at sieging. So Tristana Braum comes in. The mid-game power on Trist is definitely gigantic.
The mid-game grouping is already looking good for CLG, just because not only can Trist take down towers, but Nidalee provides a lot of pressure if you force your enemies to group up under the turret. The other thing is that just in itself, a Trist Braum lane does have kill potential, and whenever Doublelift and Aphromoo have potential for all-ins in a 2 versus 2 lane, it really forces the enemy team to react. They almost always have to call some sort of jungle attention down there, just because Doublelift and Aphromoo are so good in almost all 2 versus 2.
I absolutely agree, so I want to see how this matchup actually pairs out, and it's going to be Janna plus Jinx in the bottom lane. This is a bit worrisome because their escaping is on the lower side, pre-6 for Janna, so if CLG does start bullying, it only gets worse for Team Liquid. But it also shows that Morgana is definitely in a solo lane here.
Yeah, definitely solo lane Morgana. The Jinx and Janna do have some, you know, counter-engaged defensive moves if Aphromoo and Doublelift go very aggressive, but they would probably need a jungler to turn that. Really looking at the whole top comp as a whole, though, not just as the duo lanes, this Team Liquid squad looks once again to be building around Keith. This Jinx, this end-game hyper carry, right up there with Tristana. Actually, probably even surpassing Tristana after the rework, I feel like. Especially buffered by 2 support-style champions. They're really setting Keith up to succeed, so I think that puts a lot of pressure on him. However the laning phase does play out, either 2 versus 2 or lane swap, it's going to be up to Keith to not fall behind in the lane phase.
Well, looks like it's going to be jungle Nidalee after all, as Ezreal does get picked up as a second AD carry for Counter Logic Gaming. And once again, Link going to take that champion most likely into the mid lane. Rumble, as you called, does in fact go to Zion Spartan. Yes. Smithy on his first Nidalee game.
Would you like some more poke and tower siege with your poke and tower siege, Freak?
Counter Logic Gaming.
This is a lot of skill shots, a lot of poke when they can group up. Definitely looking at a mid-game group here from CLG. Start knocking down turrets. We'll see if they can get it off the ground, though, with some sort of lane swap. They actually don't have to. Rumble versus Morgana is kind of a draw. They can both just CS fairly evenly. And then that would put Aphromoo and Doublelift in their 2 versus 2 matchup that they enjoy so much.
Ooh, I like this choice from Team Liquid, though. CLG wants so badly to group up and siege that Team Liquid look for a dedicated split pusher for Phoenix. Zed will be his champion this game, and he's going to fit in the team comp by being off on his own on the other side of the map.
It's a really interesting call here for them to go with the split push, because if CLG do group up and they force this, and they land just a couple of skill shots on Keith, they have so much long-range follow-up damage, they can assassinate Keith. If even just one skill shot lands, a Rumble ultimate and an Ezreal ultimate down on top of that will assassinate someone, across the map almost.
Right. So, definitely a lot of threat from Counter Logic Gaming. Now, curiously, their long-range poke is mostly damage, as opposed to when you have things like Morgana,
CC,
where it's going to be thresh hooks or Morgana binding. So you hope Team Liquid can at least run away when that kind of stuff happens, or maybe the Janna can reset the fight. But CLG, you know what they're all about. Team Liquid, once again, they do have a lot of support to keep their Jinx alive in the fight, and then Phoenix to create a lot of chaos throughout. So different compositions, different styles here for both teams. Closing comments come in from the coaches, Skara and Peter.
Did he just pet Skara?
I think he was just like reaching up to get the hug over the shoulder.
Okay.
Just Skara's a lot taller than him. That's my guess. It's my analysis.
Good coaching.
Hopefully we can have Dash
break it
down on the telestrator and give us the true
play-by-play of it.
Yeah, I think we can solve this one by the end of the day.
First step is get the high ground on Skara.
Yes. Anyway, guys, hop on Twitter and send hashtag CLGwin or hashtag TLWin to @LOL Esports. Remember that voting is limited to as fast as your little fingers can type and hit send. And if you like copying paste,
what's your words per minute, Freak?
I don't know. I think it's like moderately high, but not like incredible. Anyway, CLG though, and Team Liquid in a battle for the top of the standings. Team Liquid can guarantee themselves top 4 by themselves and a chance at cracking top 3 with this one. CLG, if they win, tie for number 1.
I think, yeah, it's also really about sending a message to those top 3 teams from Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Because even though they have had so much turmoil and they have, struggled with that consistency, they are really, really close to breaking into that pack. And they would want to make a big statement here. Taking a win off of CLG, who, as you said, are poised to tie for first place.
Yeah.
Is exactly what they need.
Well, CLG looking very good. They've relied on a lot of new members to do so. And Smithy, the new jungler, says that his role on CLG is to be a jack of all trades.
Currently, my role is just to fill in the gaps on the team. If we're lacking on vision, if we're lacking initiation, if there's something that we just lack, I just fill that spot. Because I'm really flexible since I can just play mostly every champion.
And he has it on display here. As you said, he has not played, poke style. There's basically one poke style jungler that you can play. And he has not played Nidalee before.
Nope.
But he's filling the role here. And it's going to just put so much emphasis on landing those skill shots for CLG. We saw Meteos. He's really taken to the jungle Nidalee very quickly. It's a much different play style than pretty much all other jungle champions. Farming heavily.
Yeah.
And then respecting hard engage of your opponents rather than being the hard engage for your team.
Well, CLG right now, they're going to go hard engage and knock down the Gromp, level 2 for Xmithy. And back to go to the blue buff. Zion about ready to overheat and knock this all down. So lane swap does come in. Team Liquid send their duo lane top. And CLG, just like we saw Cloud9 do, start on the greedy side of the jungle. That's supposed to be controlled by the enemies.
Yeah.
Special does not get any meaningful harass down. The camp goes to CLG. And now, can they stop? Actually, no, they didn't even stop Rek'Sai, so same thing for Team Liquid.
Yeah, as Team Liquid are doing, this is the safest route for starting for both teams. And they have decided to match. They have not decided to match. Looks like they're sending Quas very early down to try and hold this turret. He is level 2 now. So if they go for a turret dive and he lands a binding, there is that counter kill threat.
Now he learned Black Shield because he want to get dived like this. It's actually more defensive setup here. He's got Puddle for the CS and Black Shield to prevent dives. So there's actually no real damage.
Or he doesn't even want to let the minion wave get to the turret early on. Looks like they are calling in extra support here from CLG though. They already burned his flash. He's going to have to give up this turret if they bring Smithy and Zion around. It looks like they will be doing it. Quas Gonna have to lay some sort of ward there, maybe. Zion started his recall, actually, so they don't even want to pressure him. Flash down.
Well,
there's the level 3.
There's always the chance they shove the wave in and he TPs onto a minion to make that happen. Smithy quickly puts his trinket ward over the wall to spot maybe an enemy jungler. But no, Zion Spartan will walk to lane after all. Level 1, almost 2. But this wave is pushing out, so Zion will gain plenty of experience here.
He's definitely really behind Quas, though, because Quas went to lane so early and Zion kept up with the double jungle. Definitely under-leveled here, and Quas will have the experience advantage. See if it pays off. Xpecial has gone down to help him out. He's been able to fend off those minions just by spamming his puddle, by the way. So he didn't open himself up to that diving opportunity. And Team Liquid's early game here definitely paid off. Large experience advantage as far as the top laner is concerned.
Yeah.
Even though there is a decent bit of a wave up top for Zion to try and soak up.
Yeah, but there's no real way he matches Quas here in this one, but Xpecial will be supporting him. So 2-on-2 lanes come out, but Morgana, Janna, not the best duo lane overall, so I can't say it's going to go amazing for Team Liquid, but we'll see. It always depends on how they actually play this one. I want to see how the rest of the lanes go as well, as Link holds the mid lane up against Phoenix. Early small minion lead, but mostly due to the push. Level 5 comes in. He's under no threat right now, but I Will Dominate is unseen on this map right now.
Much quicker because Smithy was trying to control that bottom side and spent a lot of time in the river, in the crab, flirting with the idea of going to pressure Quas. He has not gone back yet, hasn't upgraded his machete, so his gold income is a little bit stunted, only gets the +10 rather than 30. It looks like we may see them meet up as well, with Dominate circling around this mid lane.
Yeah, just not much done. Of course, Link, as long as he waits the 15 seconds for his E to come back up from cooldown at this point, he should be fairly safe. Phoenix, by the way, had burned his Ignite to try to chunk down Link. He made his potion get used as a result there, but Smithy wanted to counter jungle here. Be careful, though. This is a duel that looks like Smithy does not want to take.
Yeah. Just chases him off. Smithy gets nothing done there.
So next wave level 6, by the way, for both mid laners.
Don't think Link has to worry too much here. Oop, maybe not. He's out of potions now, so
Ignite's
he'll have to
down,
play
but
much safer.
yeah, we'll see. I think it's 1 or 2 minions. Looks like, yeah, this melee should be 6 for Phoenix. It is 6 for Link. And you can see how far back this poor Ezreal's playing. He knows Deathmark could spell doom. Another one's going to hit. Phoenix does not make Link flinch just yet.
Looks like we also have a lack of wards down bottom for the Aphromoo and Double Lift lane. And Xpecial is taking this opportunity because Morgana's been able to shove with her puddle to get deeper wards inside Smithy's jungle. Good dodge there, using the Janna speed.
Wow, Link now out of mana, forced to run very far away. He ulted the wave to clear some of the minions out, but it's going to be a weak recall for Link. Smithy will be the one getting the experience now under the turret. Phoenix going to shove this and likely recall himself, and we'll see just the smallest of item leads for the Team Liquid mid laner as a result of this mid pressure.
I think the early game here is going really well for Team Liquid. They're getting everything they wanted done. They were able to get solo experience here onto Keith. He's the focal point for the team comp this time around. He's having a much easier time CSing against Zion Spartan, Melee Rumble. Also because Zion went with the double jungle for much longer, he was under-leveled in this matchup, so it wasn't even like a true 1-versus-1 Keith and Zion. We'll get the stop, though.
Flame Trumpets come out, but the equalizer is available. Lands it slow, and there's a whole bunch of damage. Keith is forced to flash away from this one. He wanted to recall anyway, but nice job by Zion Spartan.
Every recall that you can stop in the early stages of the game is huge. Keith really wants to go back to make the first purchase and swap down to the bottom lane. We're past the 7-minute mark, so that fortification has fallen off the turrets.
Yeah, both these champions going to be very good at knocking these structures down. Jinx, of course, has the minigun, right? She's going to have 90% or so bonus attack speed. She's going to be really good at killing those. Double, though, has the explosive charge to do almost the same thing. Oh!
Another guess. Link is really, really fond of blind ulting blue buffs. As soon as he sees or as soon as they have the timer, and he guesses for it, he'll just spam out the early level ultimates to try and steal those away. Phoenix already wearing a blue though, so maybe he was going for some sort of gromp kill or something. Down bottom though, they have matched up. BF sword to BF sword. Not a huge difference with the extra boots there for Jinx.
I like how Deadlift has 3 stored skill points right now, by the way. He has yet to limit explosive shot because he actually didn't want to push the lane down yet. So he's got 1 point in rocket jump, 1 point rapid fire, 1 point buster shot, and he's waiting.
Now, you don't get to do this very often, but if you find yourself in a scenario like this after a lane swap, all right, well, I'll wait to talk about it.
He's going to try. Dominic gets the blue buff, and he's knocking down Xmithie. Phoenix a bit far away, but he's going to try to make this fight happen. In comes Quas. There's the death mark. Nice dodge on the dark binding, but death mark is enough all the same. Link cleanses for basically no reason. Good kill, Team Liquid.
Whoa, good invade. Talking about pressuring the second spawns of those blues. Very, very good pickup here for Team Liquid. And their early game advantage extends to the 10-minute mark. Now, I'll wait for the replay before we talk about Doublelift and his skill points. Looks like the mid lane pressure after that kill, they're just going to leave it running into the turret as well. So not only did the first kill go to Phoenix, but also Link misses out on a full wave because he tried to use his ultimate in the jungle there to steal. So pretty big advantage mid lane now. All right, so they had the early ward down there, ready for the second blue buff spawn, and go right in on the squishy Nidalee, who built tier, by the way, second from Xmithie. Xmithie flashes out. Link tries to cleanse the death mark is all I can think he was trying
Ignite,
to cleanse
I think.
there. Oh, okay. All right, but anyways, down bottom, there it is.
From Afro, the rocket jump onto the back of Keith. He's got nowhere to go. Xmithie even shows up. Gives himself a kill.
So, now that we're down in the bottom lane, if you find yourself in a situation after a lane swap where you've been able to save up points, you can also get your enemies to misjudge how much damage you have by putting 1 point into your explosive shot and getting a couple shots off to have it explode for a weaker amount so that they underestimate how much your explosion will have when you quickly burst in 2 more points or 3 points. I've only actually found a kill with that once.
Really?
But it did work.
Nice.
Anyways, they got one down bottom without it. Good gank there from Xmithie. And he actually is the one to get the kill as well.
That's what people are always afraid of with CLG, is that duo lane mostly made that play by themselves. Xmithie more or less got the kill steal or the secure. He really wasn't a necessary part of that battle, but hey, congrats. You got some gold for yourself. The 2-on-2, pretty scary. Doublelift up 7 minions.
Okay, so Team Liquid are going to have to work with this early game, though, because CLG have 2 tier stacking champions here, with the jungle Nidalee also going the tier route because he doesn't want to rely on blue buff. He wants to be able to feed that over, obviously, to Link. So they're really going to try and cut their losses until the point where they do have the massive spike when Ezreal gets his Trinity Force and Manamune transformation. So as of right now, they just want to try and hold on to the territory that they have, not extending too far into the jungle for this vision, just getting their first line of wards down, play a little bit more defensively.
One thing that does concern me for Chronologic Gaming, though, is that wards can't really stop you from lane plays. And I'm tunneling really hard on the mid lane, but I want to talk about this briefly. So
He
Link
did get first blood, and he's going to be a really big part of the game.
Right. He's going to be big. So when Link played against a Kassadin as Ezreal yesterday, he's running cooldown per level blues, no magic resist at all. A Kassadin who eats 80 carries for breakfast. Hold on, Xmithie very much on the wrong side of this fight. He's going to smite Keith for some movement speed. Hops over, dodges the zap. He's trying to get away. He can flash. No, he doesn't have flash. Jumps over, but here comes Phoenix. Going to put some burst down, but Aframu joins the fight. Xmithie still goes down. Special to heal up the team for a little bit more. Aframu re-engages on the Dominate. He's forced to flash away. TP comes in. True shot perhaps does not catch Phoenix, but Doublelift and Zion Spartan sure do. In goes the rocket jump. Another coup picked up, this time by Afro. Quas, though, with the ulti on, lets to trade one back onto him and will do so. A lot of casualties on both sides. Quas jumps on by Doublelift. 4 kills to 4 this game. Keith trades one back. Now Link is in the fray. A triple kill for Jinx so far. He's trying to dodge the Q. He jumps over, trades one back. Special now chased down by Link. I don't think he's got the damage to get the kill. If he doesn't, that's...
Oh, he missed!
Not quite the kill. Oh my god, that fight.
All right. He's going for it! Oh my god!
No! X Special! wins the Hunger Games.
Oh my goodness. So, about that wanted to play a little bit more defensively. Not true. Smithy finds himself in the enemy jungle to start this one off and almost gets away here. But this is another big play here from Phoenix. He wants to secure the kill here, and they are going to get one. However, the teleport's coming in first for Zion, and the Rumble coming in first is huge for them. Able to finish off Phoenix. The Rumble ultimate actually wasn't,
It was horrible.
didn't actually hit anybody there, so it was a bit misplaced on the ultimate. But as we get down to the 2 versus 2, let's watch how they micro around, and they try and have Xpecial take every Mystic shot. You can see them juggling here. Xpecial does take one, so he only got one off in that time where they were trying to juggle there. But at least Xpecial was able to block one. Then, of course, we know Link, the blood boil takes over.
He just
The
got enough mana.
bloodlust is too much. He wanted the kill and overreached.
That makes that fight overall a +1 for Team Liquid. They went 5-4 in that bloodbath. And by the way, you know how we were talking about Doublelift being ahead in that bot lane? Yeah, 4 kills went to Keith here.
He's got an Infinity Edge completed now.
Yeah, Infinity Edge boots 1 at 14 minutes is a pretty fast clip overall. And you're going to say Keith will do quite nicely now in
Actually,
subsequent
Freak,
team fights.
all 5 kills in the bottom lane, since Xpecial was the one to finish it off and kill Link at the end there.
That's true.
So all of the money funneled into the bottom lane here for Team Liquid. And Liquid won't have to be the one to carry that mid game. We'll see, though. He has got mobility boots really early on Zed. So he does want to press that mid-game advantage here. I actually really like the buy in this scenario where he's facing an Ezreal who's stacking up tier. Link only got 1 kill in that big skirmish, so it's going to take him a while to get to his transformation points. And Zed should be able to continuously shut this lane and look for rumps with those mobility boots. So he's definitely working with the window that he has before Ezreal really takes off.
Deathmark Ignite was used. Link had to flash away and did survive as a result. But the point I was trying to make a little while ago, maybe I can get back to here, was
Too much action.
yeah, it was a gigantic fight. So Link went no MR blues when he fought a Kassadin, was just so confident in his matchup that he would not get bursted out by an assassin. But now he's facing against a good, oh no, again,
There's
they
the
keep
kill
fighting.
lane.
Nice knockback by Special, will save Keith for a bit more time. He's trying to body block, but that's not gonna do anything. Just Keith taking an explosive charge and a bunch for Autodex. The Buster shot gets the kill for Doublelift.
So this is what we're talking about in Champ Select. When you say, whenever Doublelift and Aphromoo get their hands on a lane with kill potential,
Yeah.
they go for the kills and they draw a lot of attention. And this was also another example of a quote-unquote gank from Smithy where he showed up and he was there for moral support, but did not take part in any of the action.
Well, Smithy there, a jack of all trades. Sometimes he plays Vi and has crowd control. Sometimes he plays Nidalee and has moral support. That was his job here in this game, cheering on Doublelift and Aphromoo for a job well done in the bottom lane. And to finish my point, Link, good luck in the mid lane. It's a Fed Zed.
Yeah.
There we go.
What were you even
Summarize.
trying to talk? All right, he's got a cloth armor right now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your armor Freak.
Great. That'll go real good. It'll build into a Zonius. Wait, no, he's not AP Ezreal. Oh.
I think we've had enough of AP Ezreal for one split. Let's take a look at this dragon, though, because they know that they've been spotted. The crab has been taken. Really just working around the recall timer there.
Ooh.
As they saw the bottom lane recall. And the bottom lane for CLG is the big power point.
Good counteraction by Team Liquid, and Quas managed to have his teleport still up, so he walks back top, gets most of the wave, and they get Dragon without letting a turret get pressured. So good capitalization there by Team Liquid.
So 1-1 in Dragons, by the way. CLG did get that first one.
And no turrets at all this game, despite how much turret pressure would be available, you'd think. But, okay, now bottom lane's going down. Looks like Team Liquid recalled again fairly recently. And Keith killing Wolves, not supporting his turret.
Okay. So we already saw CLG, jumping into that really early team fight. I guess they wanted to practice more team fight Freak. They heard. They want to get more practice done. But now we're getting to the stage where bottom turret already down. Doublelift is going to start roaming around, looking for other outer turrets to take. As of right now, looks like he wants to clean the wave bottom first. Every time you want to roam up to another turret, first you want to shove your side lane, something that CLG are very good at, and another reason why they take Ezreal mid so often, because Link will use the Ezreal ultimate on the side waves in conjunction with a push somewhere else from CLG.
Yeah.
So they don't give their opponents any time to react to that side wave control. Phoenix there going to have to react to 3 people.
Damage onto Smithy. Death Mark. No!
Oh,
my
he almost
God.
got him with the last. Wait. Keith? Keith? Yeah. Okay. Ooh. They saw it coming. Called out the shots because there was a ward behind this wall in the mid lane for CLG. So they were well aware of the sniper position of Keith. Called him out. Yep. Really, really massive warding actually by CLG around this mid lane. It's probably in reaction to those mobility boots from Zed early. They spent a whole bunch of wards up and down this river to keep track of movements from Phoenix, not wanting to let him snowball.
Phoenix can rush to Youmu's. His even in combat mobility is very high. So this guy's trying pretty hard to carry the game for a while in the mid game as Jinx continues to scale up. Keith now with a Zeal on inventory. Means he's ramping up nicely. He's actually matching Doublelift here. So you talked about putting the CLG duo lane somewhere else now to knock down additional turrets.
Yeah, looks like the call is top. And they have been able to clean their side of the jungle full of wards. So every time CLG make an objective call and move everybody across the map, Team Liquid have very little time to react. And they just use their Rek'Sai ultimate. It is to the correct side of the jungle, but Dominate will be a bit behind. Looks like Special is also just hugging just outside of vision. They're waiting for this collapse.
He knows they're there. It's a 4 versus 3 right now. The rest of the team may be trying to join soon. Dominant getting jumped on. Doublelift. Rocket jumps in as well. Quas only gets to land the final Soul Shackles on 1, but it's on Zayas Barton, who's almost dead right here. Jinx Rocket gets flashed away from, but Team Liquid with 3 on 4 hold the turret defense. And by the way, that split push Zed, that Yomu Zed, knocks down bottom outer turret.
Really interesting way for Team Liquid to handle that push from CLG. Looks like Smithy wants to get a spear still here. It's always...
It's low.
Oh, he wants to get a spear kill.
Wow, that spike gave him so much health back. Smithy gonna smite the rev up himself. Nicely done on both sides, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good reaction from Dominate. Immediately going for that health smite rather than trying to save it to steal the buff. But the split push continues. Phoenix got a tower and a half in the bottom lane. And that was what we were about to talk about, their interesting reaction to that push from CLG, where they let the push happen, waiting just outside of vision range, only to collapse with everyone and defend the turret. It's a very risky play.
Yeah.
Because CLG were fighting in between the turrets, but it paid off really huge for them. They bought time for Phoenix. And not only did Phoenix get turrets down and the global gold, but he got a lot of solo experience. So Zed spiking really early here, level 13 in this game. We'll see if he can actually make use of those mobility boots once the mid lane vision starts to lack for CLG.
Well, we'll see. The next Vi comes in for Phoenix. He's got a Last Whisper now, so his ability to one-shot actually anyone on the CLG team is very much available. Trinity Force, all the same, comes in for Link just now. His Manamune is basically done right now. The Muramana, rather. He's 14 mana off.
Yeah. The transformation usually comes pretty quickly after Trinity Force built.
Yeah.
Those two sync up really nicely. And that's the big power spike that we've been waiting for CLG. So we'll see what moves they can come up with post-transformation, because Doublelift is already off to a very good start as well with that Tristana. And it looks like he is going to go with that Phantom Dancer as his second combined item. So he'll have that max DPS Triss build, plus the lifesteal to boot. Interesting prep here from CLG. And we will see what happens when they group up. Will the Team Liquid reaction be the same, sending Phoenix to go split push and try and hold with their double support style champions?
Yeah.
Trying to support Keith. Because it is a dangerous game. You have to really, really be careful about dodging skill shots. Phoenix gets tagged.
His W's down for 8 more seconds. Gets ulted in by basically everyone and gets just exploded. No ward coverage, and of course, Seal on the bot side.
Yeah, he did have one. He had
back.
one behind Dragon. Afromoo just came up around past the Krugs there. So Phoenix playing a dangerous game himself with that sideline split push.
Yeah. I only saw 3 bot and was like, you know what, I can take that turret down.
Well, let's see what it turns into, because it's also dragon spawn time. So very unfortunate timing for Phoenix to get caught. And it doesn't look like Liquid are willing to push into Fog of War against a squad that can throw so much damage.
You're absolutely right. Counterlogic Gaming get that dragon uncontested. And now they look for maybe turret number 3. 2 auto turrets have died on both sides.
Oh god, the power spikes here. Seraph's transformation, Muramana transformation, almost the Zanya's completed for Zion.
Yeah.
But he has that flat penetration. He's going back for the Zanya's first. Okay, this call from CLG, they should definitely fight now. Everybody has the items that they need except for the Phantom Dancer Combine for double lift, and he's close enough. So CLG should definitely be working with this mid game here.
Well, all that said, I mean, I do want to fight for Team Liquid a little bit and say a lot of their combines came in too. Doublelift, I believe, does have his Phantom Dancer in this buy. Yeah, he does.
All right.
Okay.
Keith
That's
has
fine.
matches.
Keith's got his, though, right, of course. And keep in mind that Phoenix, being ahead of the curve, already hit those spikes as well. And it's just the Zonias that makes Zion Spartan unkillable, but everyone else a prime target.
And he's got Home Guard upgrade for his
wow.
mobility boost as well. We'll see. The quick shove here from Team Liquid should be able to get it. Keith.
Oh, he
Can't
got
afford
hit,
to
but
play
in
that
comes Phoenix, looks
aggressively.
for Link, exhaust on right away, and out through the death mark. Cleanse gonna remove something, but not the death mark itself. They go back, and I will dominate, but the Jana gets the reset, keeps the team alive. Oh, wow, close. And actually, Braum falls, so a 1 for 0, but Zion in the mix. Pops the Zonia's, Keith forced to run flash, and he'll use. Double it hits him from downtown. 2 kills that fight for CLG.
Let's see what they can do with it. They've got control of the mid lane. Minion wave gets popped, though. Quas still alive, spamming his tormented soil. So just the kills right now. The thing is, CLG have complete control over the neutral objectives as far as vision is concerned. So they could try and clear out these couple pesky wards from Team Liquid. Doesn't look like they're going to go for it, though. Quick blue steal here in the works for double. Can he get it with his shuriken? No. Link got it.
Even goes to Link, so CLG getting exactly what they wanted out of that blue buff steal.
Perfect.
All that said, this gold is basically equal because all said, the 300 turrets have all fallen. So despite CLG winning that fight by a kill, Team Liquid get more global gold with that turret.
All right, so it starts out 4 versus 4. Both top laners waiting on the teleports until there's the commitment from Zed. Dominant goes in and he takes a lot of damage from double lift, but Express was able to clean it. This is the point, though. Zion, wait, he did teleport.
Yeah.
And he got up there. His Zanya's completed as well, man. He could go very aggressively. Basically, Keith was the only one holding the front line there with the threat. You know, trying to defend the low health members of Team Liquid as they tried to escape. But that flank from Zion came at a really, really good time for CLG.
Yes, it did. So Zion Spartan, that rumble that's been banned away from him so many times in this split, he gets it here, and so far it's looking real good. Looking at maybe a Leandry's next item could be a Void Staff. We'll see what that Amp Tome turns into, but still scaling up nicely on this big magic damage carry.
Yeah. And once again, Link, he keeps using his cleanse on the Ignite.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he will get to the point where he builds something to deal with the death mark, like a QSS. But not in the works as of yet. Looks like he will want to get some armor penetration. The looks of that pickaxe. Fighting inside red buff jungle here for Team Liquid. They should be able to defend their pink wards, at least.
All right, so the ward line, then what we look at here, CLG really taking it to Team Liquid. They've got much better warding around the Baron right now. And they're going to be the ones to push mid lane in first as well, again forcing Team Liquid back. So this side of the map slightly going to the blue team. Phoenix not allowed to go bot lane to split push.
They have to be careful about
Stop
Aftermoo.
moving.
Aftermoo has the hard engage.
Wow, the Javelin doesn't actually quite break the black shield.
Rumble? No.
Friendly Raptor blocks the second one, so Dominic gets out. They were aware there was a chance of CLG being there. They were right.
That was the perfect champion to go try and face check that with, because they can Black Shield dominate, and then he can use Rek'Sai ultimate to get back out on the field.
Oh, yeah.
After going back to heal. The only problem is CLG are very patient, going with bait number 2.
Oh, Dominic, gotta be real careful.
destroyed.
Jumped on, exploded. Link gets the second kill of the game, and the fight has begun. A great equalizer, buying a lot of time as Phoenix forced to now run as fast as he can. But in goes Zion. Spartan lands the Electro Harpoon, and Phoenix will be the second casualty. And once again, in goes Counter Logic Gaming with that Dark Binding. Making people afraid.
He got his son, yes. All right, so in that opening, Phoenix was able to go assassinate Link to get one of those 80 carries off the field. But once again, it's that vision control over neutral objectives that we mentioned in the mid-game. CLG really paying off there.
That's been very strong for them. Their mid-game has continued to grow them just tiny leads now.
Yeah, so all the skill shot damage, not only is it great at turrets, it's great if you have Fog of War advantage, because they can land all the skill shots, instantly blow up one target, even though they had the exhaust on Phoenix as well. Again,
oh, he walked into the
second shadow slash. That was just a mistake by Link, actually. Could have been avoided.
Yeah, the exhaust from Alphamoon as well as the face of the mountain could have been enough to keep Link alive. So, unfortunate misplay, keeping it from being a 2-0. But all the same, CLG are slowly growing this lead. It's only a 1,000 gold advantage, by the way, 29.5 minutes in. These teams evenly matched. Team Liquid making a case for themselves, being maybe a top 3 team in the North American LCS, but another Dragon going CLG's way means they are continuing to accrue advantages as a Bloodthirster comes in for Doublelift. He is ahead of the item curve on Keith.
A little bit.
1,700 gold, yeah, that's a meaningful amount.
Let's see if they're able to turn that vision control into another bait. Looks like Team Liquid are making a stronger play into the Baron area to try and get that vision back. And now they've actually bought a bit of time. They can get their split push going once again. Phoenix down in the bottom lane. However, let's take a look at his inventory. He has not brought any wards for himself, so he can't continue that split push. They haven't been able to open up that bottom side of the map and get any vision down for him. Without any vision, there's not a real meaningful threat down on the bottom side. Even though Phoenix is extremely strong at the level 16 for Zed, he's got that ultimate maxed out. But without the vision, you can't make a play down on the bottom side. Or, you know, you get caught again like we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah, 3 deaths on him, being the second highest in the team, means getting caught has been happening to Phoenix, unfortunately. CLG, I want to know what their game plan is. They seem to be mostly grouping in the mid lane, so still acquiring farm on important members of the team, but it's just 5 mid right here.
Yeah, well,
Mostly unwilling to split.
the only hard CC that they have too is coming from Aframu, which is fairly defensive in nature. Brahms ultimate, Flash ultimate, you know, can be used sort of as an engage, but only if you're absolutely sure you have the numbers advantage. It's not very reliable. And on the side of Team Liquid, similar situation. They have to wait for bindings to land. Dominate committing with a tunnel flash unburrow. Very dangerous for him as well. So both teams packing much more damage than CC.
Yeah. I actually want to talk about an earlier point you brought up about Phoenix not having any wards in inventory. He's mostly maxed out. He's ahead on Zed. It's hard to get item slots. I actually want to see him switch for a green ward drop or trinket so that he can ward for himself when he split pushes.
Well,
be a bit more self-sufficient.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. The thing is, his build could be altered to open up a spot. Like, he's gone for this extra, this all-in on armor penetration. Like, he's got an extra brutalizer here.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of upgrading to his Blade of the Ruin King. So he doesn't have the Blade of the Ruin King active. He could have opted for Blade of the Ruin King active to fully upgrade that item instead of going more flat penetration. But it does open up a lot. He basically can hit true damage on the 80 carries in the back line.
That's true.
And that's how he can take out Link or Doublelift so quickly, as we've seen. But yeah, that plus the chain vest here, taking up slots for Phoenix.
Yeah, just to specify the level of armor pen Phoenix has, if you had 100 armor, you'd actually have 31 against him. Here's the engage, though. Flash in. He looks for the back line. Goes right on to Link and Doublelift. Doublelift gets the kill on Rek'Sai. They're going to trade back one as Tristana has fallen. Aftermoon now locked up as well. Makes it 2. No, 3 deaths for CLG. Keith on the chase. Gets a double. He's on to Link. Arcane shifts away, but it's a 4-on-1 right now.
That's all they need. They can shove right down mid lane. That should probably be an extra turret. They could even turn back for Baron or press in on an inhibitor turret. Ooh, great ultimate from Link there. But a counter ultimate from Xpecial gets everybody back to full life.
There's no minions left, so the call is in fact to take down
Ooh,
Baron.
20 seconds left on Zion, who has teleport. Everyone else dead. They should be able to burn this one down, but Ezreal's got something to say about it. Link, if he can get meaningful poke down, might be able to delay this. Zion teleport in 7, 5
seconds. Bloodthirster Keith, though, pretty much full health. Dominate comes to join the fray.
They got it.
Yeah, there we go. Great smite. Phoenix takes some damage. But he's going to survive. Scuttle kill. No, don't even bother. Keith going to get the team out of there. And Team Liquid get a +3 kill fight, mid-tier 2, and a Baron.
Huge swing here. Now, we'll see the effects of that split. Okay, so this is the CLG risky engagement we talked about with Braum is pretty much all they have. Dominate goes right in. They get the immediate knockup, and they've got Rumble in Doublelift space. So Doublelift gets off maybe 2 auto attacks that fight. And Link has to be scared as well because they do not have that Braum defensive CC to rely on since they use it for engage. And there's nobody to protect these AD carries.
Yeah.
So the AD carries, while they have the items to deal a tremendous amount of damage, CLG didn't get any poke down before this fight, and both AD carries had to spend most of their time during that fight pulling off evasive maneuvers and running away, playing defensively.
You know what's incredible to me as well is I actually just looked at Quas's level up on his skills. So he's maxed Tremendous Soil for the pushing power. He's only got 3 points in binding. He's actually maxed shield second to make sure that when Phoenix goes in, you're not stopping him. He's not going to get stunned. Exhaust won't slow his attack speed or move speed, and he gets that combo off, gets to blow up Doublelift or Link, and they need Quicksilver Sash.
They have to have something to answer Phoenix. Phoenix has actually been such an underrated member of Team Liquid for a while. He is the one drawing all the attention away from Keith here. He's the one who's basically freed up Keith to play aggressively with this Jinx and earn those 7 kills that he stacked up with. Full damage build. Here goes Phoenix once again with the GA ready. Pops his Ghost Blade. It is a fairly short cooldown, so not that big of a deal. They also scared CLG off of the mid lane. Dominate's been able to push this side lane all the way up. Not the split pusher that we are looking for, but he did the job getting it all the way to the turret.
That's what I love about Baron buff, is once you've got that, pretty much anyone becomes a split pusher just with how powerful your minions get. And Team Liquid just using their resources. Well, if you're there, push the wave and go for it, buddy.
Yep, and there's the advantages of Rek'Sai. He split pushes top lane, immediately on the other side of the map, takes the cross-map objective. This jungler just pressured your top turret, and now they also earn Dragon. It's only number 2, but really, more importantly, it takes it away from CLG. That would be CLG number 4.
Yeah. It'd be CLG's ability to knock down minion waves a whole lot easier, and instead Team Liquid now have bonus turret damage, and just in time for that Zed in the bottom lane, Phoenix to make some good progress down in bot lane tier 2.
Yeah. CLG, they're definitely going to review that last team fight that they just had. As they've said, that's the focal point for them in their practice, in the LCS. They spend pretty much all of their time nitpicking over every single team fight. And Team Liquid, off the back of that one team fight, huge advantage. Slingshot in front of CLG. And they've taken so much map control. It's not even the gold that they've been able to come back in. It's the massive amount of ward coverage that they've got in the bottom side jungle. We keep on bringing up this split push from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Now he's got the safety to pull it off.
And that's a really good setup then for Team Liquid. So keep in mind, last week they beat TSM. This week they're beating up on Counter Logic Gaming. Forever Fourth might be in the rearview mirror for Team Liquid here if they keep up plays like this.
Don't jinx it.
Too late there to pick the champion.
I don't know. I really thought you were going to come up with something better. I was trying to set you up for something a bit more magical than they have Jinx.
It was on short notice, I'm
Good
sorry.
try. It was a good try, though.
Performance anxiety, I'm sorry.
Let's see, though, because CLG, they still have plenty of damage. So, once again, remember all the skill shots we caution against with this team.
Yeah.
Link still packs a punch. He has the Last Whisper now as well. And Smithy can easily follow those up with spears. So, if these do land, a lot of long-range damage can catch someone unawares here from Team Liquid. They still have to be very careful and be very, very cognizant.
Yeah. And in the dedicated fight, Doublelift's got his Quicksilver Sash. He's got his ultimates up. He can knock back Zed by himself. He's got the AD carry dream right now. Doublelift should be basically untouchable in team fights. And with 7 kills of his team's 12, he's poised to carry this game.
I thought the AD carry dream came with the front line, though.
Okay, true.
He's got Aframu, though. So Aframu will try and do his best to keep him alive.
Oh, there's a dive in. He goes for Link, who does not have QSS, and the turret goes down, but the fight's going to continue right away. Phoenix pops the GA. Janna will keep him alive, but CLG kite back very safely there. And it's now Team Liquid forced to escape, but they still got the turret for it.
Yeah, really aggressive use of the GA passive there from Phoenix. Trying to make Link at least burn some summoners. Only gets the ignite or the cleanse out once again, but they took down the turret. So they've taken down every non-inhibitor turret, and this is the real test where it really gets difficult, is cracking inside that CLG base. Thing is, since they have so much pressure, they've kept CLG inside their base for so long, all of CLG's wards have timed out. This is the point where Team Liquid really need to invest in that vision and just litter this red buff side of the jungle with wards.
And just play for Dragon?
They can eventually just protect the Dragon. Well, you can actually choose either side because Baron's coming up before, but the offensive warding here from Team Liquid is what they want to take advantage of.
Offensive warding, the name of the game for Team Liquid. I think also, though I agree with you as the primary way of winning, they actually have a comp that can siege. So rarely do we get to see siege games, but Morgana, Janna, Jinx is A+ sieging right there.
Oh yeah,
so.
solo lane Morgana makes sieging great.
Oh yeah.
Super strong black shield.
So, a lot of options for Team Liquid, whether it's the ward game for the neutral objectives or the sieging itself. CLG, they do not want to play dead. They do not want to roll over here, and Doublelift continues to farm on towards that Mercurial Scimitar, but he's 2,000 gold away from that one.
Yeah, let's see how it stacks up in the end, because each team has these end game carries, Doublelift and Keith, but CLG have just doubled down on their AD carries. And so we'll see if 2 AD carries is stronger than a hyper carry with Jinx, backed up by support shields.
Yeah. And he's got Finish the Dream as well, going though for a Banshees himself as a way to block out maybe some of the hardcore stuns that come in on him.
It's the
Phoenix
skill shot.
Also really big. Yeah, it's a lot of the protection there, but the mid lane push comes in for CLG as bot lane is getting pushed out. Dominate finally rejoins the team, but too late. Certainly not rolling over. Counter Logic Gaming down 6,000 gold before that. They get a turret for it.
Yep, there's that damage from CLG.
They didn't spend their time warding very much. Looks like it's going to be Team Liquid who own the inside track on that northern river. And the vision's going to be gone for CLG, but mid lane, again, the target. CLG not going to play Liquid's game. They're not going to play the jungle game.
If you if you do not have vision on the neutral objectives and you have this much damage, you can push down turrets this quickly. The call should absolutely be to pressure lanes and force Team Liquid to abandon the wards that they've put up.
And look at that, it gave CLG the inside track.
All right.
Now they're clearing wards.
What a strong shove mid here. All right, Team Liquid though, they even have, is that a blue elixir on Janna? It is.
Yeah, it has just a base damage. It's just good regardless.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to watch out for true damage from X-Special. Plus she scales nicely with AP as well.
Yeah, I'm really liking, especially when players like Bjergsen buy it at like 21 minutes for like a mid-game push. It's just so darn strong.
42 minutes in. Supports get to play their game as well. All right, let's see how the maneuvering around Baron works, because it looks like that is going to be the call here for both squads, spending most of their time there. You have to always watch out though, especially if you're CLG and you're facing Rek'Sai. Dominate can easily solo Dragon and hold on to the Rek'Sai ultimate.
But look at this. He's soloing red buff first. Of course, it's a really short cooldown. 40 seconds left on that. He just used it. 40 seconds left in this one. He's going to take the red buff away with Smite, and he's got tunnels if he wants to go for the Dragon afterwards.
He can
in fact,
so they check it. He can easily solo it while the rest of the team plays the vision game. It looks like they have Keith doing it, though. If Keith is doing it, then they definitely have to play really cautiously in the mid lane. Can't engage anything.
All right, Dragon number 3, so 5% movement speed. X-Special already got Captain Boots on Janna plus a Talisman of Ascension. Movement is like the name of the game for Team Liquid here. Right. They're going to hope their team flows like water around the map. Well, CLG.
They're going to have to flow a lot quicker than that. Looks like the speed is not there for Team Liquid.
And they zone him out. Wow, just rushing down Baron. Smithy gets the smite. CLG completely out-rotate Team Liquid and grab the neutral objective.
Again, every time you're facing a team with this much damage, you have to really, really be in place in time, or the objective drops so quickly. We saw what they did to turrets. Just did the exact same thing to Baron here. And a really good job of CLG being the ones to dictate even when they're behind. It's CLG with the pressure on Team Liquid, shoving up mid, forcing them to react, opening up the opportunity to then clear wards and pave the way for their Baron call.
And that's been really great by CLG Gaming to play around the fact that they were behind. They maybe should have been losing fights, but Team Liquid mostly waiting for Guardian Angel to come back up for Phoenix. He's now finished his Black Cleaver as well, so a capped out build now for the Zeds. Got nowhere else to scale. There's still 2 item slots left for Zion Spartan.
Okay, Zed is capped out item builds. CLG are almost capped out in answers to Zed. They have 2 Zanyas, a Quicksilver Sash, and a Mercurial. So Phoenix, the timer has almost run out on Zed. He's going to go for it here on double. Pure
There's
damage.
the QSS. Phoenix going to pop the GA. Does not get any kills, but now he's going to be isolated from the team. And right away, down it goes. CLG Gaming 1 for 0. The team not ready to support him. And bot lane tier 2 goes down. 5v4 CLG.
Yeah, Phoenix trying to get the jump on CLG, but they were grouped up, and it was actually Team Liquid who were not there for follow-up. Burn him down, and with Baron buff, CLG have a really easy time of the siege. We finally get to see them group up, and we'll see how much damage they can land with these skill shots. The turret will immediately go down as well if they buy any time for auto attacks.
And the answer for how fast is really quickly, and Afram is going to go ahead and take some shots. Let the team go in, almost going to kill off I Will Dominate. Takes a Mikhail's Crucible to stay alive, but the inhibitor also going to fall. Jinx ult means very little, or does it? He takes out one, goes in for double, look for another, can't quite do it, knocked back by double.
Oh. Woo. Double lift shuts the door on Keith there.
I don't think they're done. Rek'Sai ult is up.
They have Janna. Keith, as long as he's running
With Captain Boots, yeah.
at Janna, gets the Captain Boots upgrade, but clears minions as he's doing it. He got pretty far behind.
50 seconds on Link, teleport down for Quas. Rek'Sai ult seemingly, he's flanking on the left-hand side. They're still trying to pinch down on CLG. They try to re-engage, but
Mid
Rek'Sai
lane
and
here.
Jinx are still
They're making
flanking.
a play for mid lane. They have minion wave up at the inhibitor turret, trying to stop the backs, and Dominate goes in for some damage.
All right, he's going to hit the turret first. Jinx right behind him here. How well can CLG Gaming defend? The Equalizer is back up, but he saves it till just now. Burns back Dom and Keith. Zap gets nothing done. After rejoins the fray. He's got an Elixir of Iron. Plenty tanky, but actually be careful. It's still Jinx after all. Exhaust forced to be used. And special goes down to double lift.
Can they keep up the chase here with the X special down? Link at 15 seconds. 12 left on the clock for him. Looks like CLG are going to try and pressure because they do have supers making their way towards the bottom lane, already stacked up.
Yeah, a big stacked wave, you're right, is heading down that bottom lane. CLG, though, they want the north side of the map. Top lane tier 2 could be easy. Ez just ulted the top wave to start it getting pushed. There will be a minion line waiting for CLG Gaming in about a minute and a half. Give or take, I'm bad at this. Actually,
all right.
No, it might not have thinned it out enough. That actually still might push in.
At this point in the game, everything before 45 minutes goes out the window because it's all about who gets the first kill here. If Team Liquid can secure that kill with a Phoenix all in, if the team is ready and get a Keith his first reset, there's very little hard CC on CLG to lock Keith down. And he can easily clean up a team fight. So CLG still have to play it very carefully and land some sort of skill shots before they go all in. Binding onto Afro, their front line down to 30%.
1,000 health, he gets away from the rocket, but in comes the binding. They will catch Afro. Dom goes in goes Zed as well, tries to pick one up. Quick Stonia's by Smithy, but it bought some time. It is a 5 versus 4. And the Black Shield is very strong here.
Yeah, and CLG, notice how they immediately abandon Afro move. They do not want to be in range when Keith gets excited. That's all that Phoenix was trying to do, is keep them interested with his Zed ultimate, so he could see him immediately jump back out to the Zed shadow. He just wanted to keep them around long enough. He got one Zanyas from Smithy.
Yeah.
But the follow-up was just a little bit too far away. Close call there for CLG.
And what's funny about that is you mentioned how little crowd control CLG has. It's Braum ult, essentially, for hard crowd control. He was the guy on the other side. Phoenix doesn't need Black Shield anymore to dive the back line if Braum's held up. They can just keep Keith safe nothing can stop Phoenix from pressing R again to get out and buying all that time.
Yeah.
So there's so many ways these fights could work for both teams.
Everybody in the game just has to play very close attention to their health bars because there's so much damage on the field. Turret did go down in all of that, though. So even though
True.
CLG did give up their kill, they got another inhibitor turret down. Next team fight, if these team fights do go a bit longer and they're able to keep someone interested and get more than a single kill, the push to end the game is very real for either team.
Well, CLG look more interested at Baron right now, and Team Liquid not sure if they wanted
Dragon.
to fight at all. Sorry, yeah, Dragon does go down. 115 on Baron, ult onto Zion. Spartan pops Zonia's. Death mark for Zonia, but the binding's there on respawn!
my.
And down he goes, 1 for 0 at the very start.
Quas with the timing. Perfect binding immediately out of that Zanya's. Beautiful play. And Zion goes down. With Baron coming up in a whole minute, Zion almost comes up right after it's done. And he does have time.
Oh, no! Dominic did not need to be there. He trades one back, 4v4. Rek'Sai and Rumble gone. Will Team Liquid fight anyway?
Got shields stacked up.
Smithy loses some health. Dodges both skill shots, though, and looks like CLG say, no, we're going to push mid. There's no turret here. I dare you to react to us mid, and it is, in
They
fact,
have
Team
to.
Liquid recalling.
So CLG, it doesn't matter that they don't have a minion wave because the turret is down.
Yep.
Just them being close to the inhibitor is enough threat.
And guessing that their opponents are recalling, because, heck, Baron's not up for 20 seconds. Where else would you be? They played a little bit more patiently. Now, also for Team Liquid, not a lot of hard engage for them. It's Zed and maybe a Morgana bind.
They're counting on this teleport from Zion. 20 seconds left still. Phoenix in again.
They get their exhausted. Another bind on Afro, though. He's got nowhere to really go. A nice knockout from Janna, and that is the kill picked up.
Uh-oh.
No, double lift versus Keith. He's going to run away. Oh!
Everybody feeling the same thing here. All right. Once again, resting on the edge of a knife point here, Freak.
Oh, my God.
Or resting on the point of that Mega Inferno rocket from Keith.
Court control over Baron. Scuttler as well. That can't be cleared away.
Close thing to watch in these team fights again.
These rewards. They see double lift. He's going to get knocked up. Oh, no, double lift. 3
Oh,
crits.
no.
He's done. Keith takes him out with a double Phantom Dancer build. The true AD carry item dream. Keith knows it. That's going to be a dead Baron Nashor. And Team Liquid, can they win? 25 seconds on Braum. 63 seconds on Tristana.
He has 90% critical
Yeah.
chance. So 3 crits in a row, not that big of a deal. He actually has 90%, so I've been surprised if one of those did crit.
You know how many times I've said Zephyr sucks? That's why! Buy a Phantom
Boots?
Dancer.
Who needs boots?
They sell for Zephyr anyway. It's never been the right choice. Here we go. Mid lane push.
Those are true dancing shoes, Freak.
I'm so happy that he bought the item build.
All right, well, let's see if they can actually close it out. 30 seconds is all that CLG have to buy for double lift to get back up. And again, both teams are packing enough damage. Uh-oh, Phoenix
goes in. Link pops QSS. Out he goes.
Man, and this endgame Zed, Phoenix is still making Zed look viable in the endgame, even with all the answers, the Zanyas, all of the cleanses here, the Mercurial's actives.
10 seconds, but it's going to be enough for the turret to go down. Dominate wants to zone back the team. He will do so. No one wants the threat of an Unburrow. 3 seconds on double lift, but they don't stay for the inhibitor. They are afraid of CLG's return damage.
All right. 4 dragons to 3, by the way, too. Since we're getting this late in the game, we would have to keep track for both teams. The next one for CLG, of course, is number 5. I don't think it actually means as much just because both teams have enough damage already.
Yeah.
Really what matters is your positioning. And when positioning is king, that means vision is number 1 priority. So we will see how well they are able to clean their moves and preempt the fighting with wards laid down. All right.
Catch is important. GA is back up for Phoenix.
Man,
Has to
and
play
once
aggressively.
again, the Phoenix, the end game team fight Zed,
Yeah.
he is making it work, okay? He gets a cooldown out of every ultimate, immediately jumps back to his shadow before sustaining the damage. So he remains relevant in the team fight while costing a cooldown, either a Zanya's or a Mercurial's active
Yeah.
from one of the high priority targets. And they're able to use that initiation as a stepping stone for a binding to land. Quas, they rely on him to land one of those bindings to take somebody out, and he's been performing.
Absolutely has been. the Morgana. 0-1 and 12, a true support here for the team, but Quas has been great. Keith 11-4 and 1 also putting on the carry pants, showing what a late game Jinx can do with 90% crit chance. And the siege for the mid lane, very difficult here. There's just so much fear of CLG's poke.
Well, Binding misses. They better back off.
Yeah, the poke from Ezreal Q is quite meaningful.
Yeah, especially when Quas has to use his Black Shield on himself like that. Keith needs to play a little bit more cautiously. In goes Dominate. They find
Smithy. He's forced a flash. In comes the backline dive. Double pops QSS, and here goes the engage. Everyone forced back away. Phoenix very low on health, but Link forced to run away from Keith, and now the counter engage comes on in. Jinx about to be a wrecking ball. Takes down Afro. 3 kills already. CLG about to fall under the weight of Team Liquid. That is a 3rd kill for Keith. This fight, everyone's getting exploded. Inhibitor goes down. Now the Nexus itself and Team Liquid. Have they really broken the curse? TSM and CLG both falling in consecutive weeks. Longest game this split, and they have done it. Team Liquid.
Hugs all around, as there should be after that game. What a performance from Team Liquid. And what a ridiculously exciting game.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not just the name of Jinx's passive. Keith went 14-4 and 2. I think everyone got excited about this game. I know a lot of people said, how would you possibly beat Counter Logic Gaming? They're so good in laning. They're so good in lane swaps. Their early game is so awesome. And yeah, CLG had some pretty good early game plays, but
that team fight, mid-game team fight where Team Liquid were able to get Baron off it and secure several turrets, a huge, huge boost for them. But again, it came down to the very, very end game team fights. Positioning, double lift, got crit 3 times.
Yep.
And he was off the field.
Chances of that are like 70%-ish of 3 crits in a row with that kind of crit chance, so I believe it. Keith had 14 of his team's 22 kills. He was more than, or he's roughly 2/3 of all kills his team got. 14-4 and 2, great scoreline for him.
Everybody on Team Liquid, I felt like, played their role really well.
I agree.
Quas's job was to land those bindings. You know, after Phoenix, the point man goes in, draws some cooldowns and the attention. Keith on cleanup. He even played frontline Jinx quite often.
Couple times.
With the double shields from supports, you really have to waver back and forth from backline cleanup to frontline and try to protect the low health members as they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
Buy time for Special's ultimate to heal them back up.
And it's part of the power